Hi there, hello, how are you? I hope you're having an absolutely amazing day so far. Today we are going to be unboxing, installing, and testing out the latest drop from WaterDrop. Let's go. Before we dig into this machine, first we need to talk about the difference between an actual reverse osmosis machine and the water filter that's going to be like in your fridge or in a pitcher in your fridge, because oh my god, totally different. Our standard water filter is designed to filter out particles and sediment in your water that are 20 microns in size or larger. That removes an absolute ton of the bad things. It makes your water a lot healthier for you to drink, especially if you're on a well system. You know, when you pour that cup of water and it's still orange. What you'll also notice is that standard filtered water still has a taste. That's primarily minerals. Some of them are good for you, some of them are bad for you, and we'll get into that later because this does have like a whole remineralization feature to it. What I'm saying is your standard filtered water at 20 microns in size or larger, it's still missing things like chemicals in the water, microorganisms, viruses, and bacteria that's in your water. So if you want the absolute ultra purest, most pure water that you will ever have in your entire life, then you will get a reverse osmosis machine. Now there are a couple different types of reverse osmosis machines. I have both. Yay! Okay, here's our current reverse osmosis machine. It is the WaterDrop A1 hot cold reverse osmosis filter system, and it's a countertop model. The countertop model would be great for you if you were like a renter who can't drill into their countertop, drill into their plumbing, if you were in like an office and you wanted to replace that old Culligan machine, or if you were like a 1 to 2 person household that enjoys water. We are a 4-person household and we primarily drink water. So this just wasn't doing enough of the heavy lifting for us, which is why we're upgrading to the UNDERSINK model that we'll be installing today, because it can put out 1,200 gallons in a day. 1,200 gallons of water. But with all of that being said, when WaterDrop reached out and they were like, hey, are you willing to drill into your countertop to do a review on this? I literally did a happy dance. So excited to do that today. Look at how nice that looks. That's a nice looking faucet. You know how I was saying I was really excited about the remineralization feature? So when you filter out, reverse osmosis filters out like everything down to the 1/10,000th of a micron. The water tastes like nothing because there's like nothing in it. If you take a TDS reader, which is the total dissolved solids, and you test the water, you're going to get an incredibly low number. The thing with reverse osmosis though is that it's ultra filtering your water. So it's removing all of the bad things, but it's also removing the good things. So you need to supplement it in some way. A lot of people will buy things like these drops. You put a couple of drops in, you get a little bit of that water taste back, not a whole heck of a lot, because it's only replacing the good minerals, and that's it. It's super easy, they're super cheap. This whole bottle would probably last my family like 6 months, and we are heavy water drinkers. But if you don't want to do that, you get yourself something like this that has the remineralization built into one of the filters. So what's good about that is that we're getting the good minerals back in, but a TDS reader can't read that because now we've added things back into the water. So I have these little test kit. Hold on. I got a drinking water test kit with 20 parameters, 2 bacteria strips. We are going to test it out, make sure that we have all of the bad stuff out, and I don't think it shows any of the good things. Should be exciting. Let's get to unboxing this. Unboxing the X series, you'll find the product instruction manual, a quick use guide, the white water inlet hose and adapter, the red drainage hose, a sticker for marking faucet placement, backup retainer clips in various sizes, the drain saddle, 2 packages of plumber's Teflon tape, the nut that holds the faucet in place, the Smart Faucet with attached water and power lines, the tankless WaterDrop X Series reverse osmosis water purification system, and the last thing in the box is the power block. Remove the tape to release the magnetic cover and unveil the extensive filter system. These lines correlate to each filter down below. They light up to display the filter life and are also buttons to access more features. The F1 filter uses activated charcoal and also remineralizes the water. This gets replaced about once a year. The F2 filter is pre-sediment and carbon black and gets replaced about every 6 months. And the F3 filter is the reverse osmosis membrane and only needs to be replaced about every 2 years. Combined, there are 11 stages of precise filtration plus a final UV sterilization stage built into this machine that will filter out 99.9% of harmful substances. To replace a filter, you'll follow the lock and unlock icons near the filter. Put a little muscle into it and twist a quarter turn while pulling outward to slide it out. When replacing it, align the handle with the unlock and push into the machine, rotating the handle upwards towards lock to seat it back into place, and replace the magnetic cover. The back of the machine has the water and electrical lines. On the top, there's a white water inlet port, red drain port, and blue pure water port. And these are the power cords. This tankless design saves a ton of space under your sink, and the bottom also has rubber feet to keep it from shifting. You'll need tools: a power drill with a Phillips tip, a cutting tool of some sort, the proper 1-inch hole cutter for your counter and a 1/4-inch bit, a pair of adjustable pliers and a Phillips screwdriver, a towel, and a flashlight. It's time to install. Start off by clearing out the entire space. During install, we have 3 goals to accomplish. 1, getting unfiltered water to the WaterDrop. 2, pushing filtered water to the Smart Faucet. And 3, providing drainage for the wastewater. First, we're going to install the unfiltered water line. Turn the cold water valve off from under your sink, then using your pliers, remove the cold water line. We found our valve was broken, so we also had to turn off the water from the main. Grab the white inlet tube with cold water line adapter and screw one side into your valve and attach your cold water line to the other side. You may need to use the Teflon plumber's tape here, but our existing fittings didn't require it. Tighten with pliers, and we just completed our first goal. The next goal is to push filtered water to the Smart Faucet. We're installing the Smart Faucet next to our kitchen sink, so we wanted it directly centered with the current faucet. This looks the most seamless, but also guarantees us the clearance we need underneath for install. We also went inward of the sink edge because again, it looked nicer, but also the side of the sink is mounted to something, so you need to go in a little to have the proper clearance. We measured a lot, used the faucet's nut as a guide, and marked exactly where we wanted it. Stuck down the guide sticker and got drilling. We have granite, so we bought a diamond hole saw made for drilling into granite. You'll need to buy the correct one for your counter. Our hole saw had instructions to keep water on the granite, start at a 45-degree angle to get a good bite onto it, and then turn straight downward to drill out the hole. We drained 2 batteries getting all the way through, and the first hole cutter we bought wasn't deep enough for our counter, so be sure to keep that in mind when buying yours. Once we got through the granite, we pushed the water and electrical lines for the faucet down through the hole. The faucet nut will secure it to the counter from underneath. Just push the electrical line in first to have enough space for the pure water line next. This part is best done with 2 people, so one can hold the faucet straight while the other person tightens the nut. And that's it! We've installed the pure water line. Lastly, we need to install the drain line since reverse osmosis does create wastewater. Attach the foam gasket to the drain saddle and using your 1/4-inch bit, drill into a pipe under your sink drain. Loosely attach the drain saddle, insert the drain tube into the hole up to the black line, and attach the blue retainer clip to lock it in. Tighten the bolts up super snug, and now the drainage tube is installed. Now we just line up the colors with the ports on the back of the WaterDrop. Once this is installed, you can trim these lines to fit your space better. White goes to white, blue to blue, and red to red. Be sure to insert all the way to the black line to ensure it's fully seated. And the last thing to do is to get it power. Connect the black power box to the black wire and the gray Smart Faucet power cord to the gray one. And that's it. It's fully installed. Good morning. It is day 2. This is not a 2-day project, just that my husband helped me after he got home from work last night and we ran out of light for filming so dang fast. Even though we have it all installed and it was surprisingly easy, man, I gotta tell you that I was having a legit panic attack about grilling into the granite. My husband kept on telling me to just calm down, just trust the process, calm down. And obviously it worked out fine. He is pretty handy, but all we did was follow the instructions. We had to get the correct bit, which you have to get the correct bit based on your counter material, but it was just drilling. It really wasn't that difficult. Now that we have it all installed, we can't just get a fresh glass of water quite yet. We need to flush out the filters. The first step to doing that is plugging it in. Most houses have electrical underneath. Make sure it's the correct kind of electrical for being underneath the sink in a potentially wet environment. But if you don't, then you would need to hire an electrician to get one installed. Once it's plugged in, it'll automatically turn on and it will flush its own filters for 5 minutes. I plugged it in and nothing happened. It should automatically start displaying a timer on the Smart Faucet for 5 minutes. So the first thing we're gonna wanna do is check the plug to make sure that it's working. I have an easy way of checking that because it is connected to the garbage disposal. Yeah. And if that doesn't work, we're gonna check the connections for the power adapter. It comes out from the back here. So I'm just gonna check, make sure. The answer to my problem was literally written on a note. If the system cannot be powered on, please check whether the system has been plugged in an outlet with a wall switch. Guess what? You know how I just turned on the garbage disposal with that switch? I think I need to turn the switch on. I'm gonna unplug the garbage disposal. I'll figure that out separately, but let's turn this on. Having it sideways like that is not the way that is going to be finally set up in this space. We have this like down trap thing here that's actually incorrect and it needs to be rerouted a different way. Then this is just gonna slide in right here. It'll be really thin, then I'll have all my cleaning supplies and I'll still have plenty of space. It takes up depth, but not so much width. It's only 6.5 inches wide. We didn't realize that this was incorrect until we dug into this, which is honestly a good thing because we have the opportunity to fix it. It was nasty. It was nasty. I'm gonna take off this cover so we can see what happens once we plug it in, and then also on the Smart Faucet, it's gonna have a little timer for us. All right, flip it on. We've got colors. And you can hear it's already flushing like water through everything. I don't have any leaks. Things are looking so good right now. Up here we have the Smart Faucet. We gotta peel these little stickers off. Okay, so now that it finished its 5-minute flush, once I pushed this button down, it automatically started. Holy smokes, it's coming out so fast. I am so excited for this. Gotta let this go for half an hour. Not the easiest thing to film because it's LED. It's gonna be a little bit hard for you guys to see, but I'll explain everything. When you push this button down, that's how you turn the water on, but you spin it to adjust like how much water it is that you need. 5, 6, 7, 8. You can go up a little bit at a time. All right, so let's test it out. Let's go the lowest, 5 ounces. When we hit the button, it should automatically dispense, and also the UV sterilization, there should be a blue line that goes underneath because it sterilizes it as it's coming out, or as you ordered it, I suppose. The TDS reading is on here as well. That's total dissolved solids. That is the reading of the filtered water before remineralization. If you were to test the TDS after, like in this cup right now, it would be higher because it's been remineralized in filter 1. Adding some of those minerals back in count as total dissolved solids. This also shows the lifespan of the other filters pretty easily. It's a really easy, this is really easy to do. Yeah. Let's see how long it takes to fill up a 16-ounce cup all the way. New cup, we're testing out a tumbler. I know this is exactly 20 ounces, or is it 24? I think it's 24. So we're gonna see how long it takes to fill it up. "24 ounces, and that was perfect. And it took like, what was that, 15 seconds maybe top? The taste test is almost as important as the water test is to me because I enjoy water. I drink a gallon of water a day and I want my water to taste like something. I was missing that quite a bit, but I also want my water to be super healthy for me. So this should be it. Okay, for 1, I don't know why I didn't expect it to be cold, but it's actually cold water. And for 2, it tastes great. It tastes more pure than most filtered water, but it doesn't taste like straight up nothing. I'm enjoying it. Now we gotta test it. Next, we're gonna do the water test. We're gonna test against 16 different parameters that are common for water. We need some fresh water. Testing your water is super duper easy. You just grab one of your little test strips, dip it for 2 seconds, 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, take it out and leave it horizontal for 30 seconds for it to adjust its colors. Now that the 30 seconds is up, we're going to line it up with the little graph that's on the back, see? Oh, that looks so nice. Okay, and this is gonna tell us the parameters that are acceptable for each of the things. So for pH, it's right here at the 6.5. For water hardness, it is all the way down here in the blue, so it's very soft. It doesn't register any sulfide, any iron, 0 for copper, 0 for lead, 0 for manganese, 0 for chlorine, 0 for mercury, 0 for nitrate, and 0 for nitrite. 0 for sulfate, 0 for zinc, 0 for fluoride, 0 for sodium, and 0 for total alkalinity. All right, I guess that's it. That's everything that I have for you today. I hope that this video answered any questions you have about reverse osmosis machines, which would be a better model for you, a countertop or an undersink. And I hope that this video answered literally any and all questions that you could have about the WaterDrop x-gush. Let me know what you think about it. I'll be sure to put the link and the code down below in the description box and in the pinned comment. If you have any questions about it, drop them down below. I probably have your answer. I might have just forgotten to say it in the video, but let me know what your thoughts are. Thank you all so much for being here. Please consider hitting subscribe before you leave. Love you all. I'll see you next time. Bye.